is faced with that dilemma with a young player, a lot of talent. They're trying to project just how far he's going to develop. That's pretty tough to do.
I think it's real easy to say that if you trade Santiago, Sandy Alomar Jr. is going to step right in his shoes. But the point is that Alomar Jr. has not done it at the major league level, and Santiago has. So if you trade a guy who's got a lifetime average around 270, you've got to get a whole lot in return. And so far, DeWayne, they're not willing to shake loose a whole lot of quality players for Santiago.
1-1 the count on the pitcher, Whitson. He pops it up. That ball headed foul, out of play. So the count is still the ball, 2 strikes. Whitson has 7 hits. So he's no soft touch up there. His average is 167. Santiago, the runner at first, with a 2-out single. Balecki misses wide and now goes even with his pitching opponent, Whitson. 2-2 the count. Line drive into left. That ball will go all the way to the wall, and Santiago's got a chance to score. They're going to wave him around. A good relay throw will get him. The throw bounces by Santiago and goes back to the stands where Balecki was backing him up, and now on the overthrow, they're going to award Whitson the plate. The throw from Dunston got by Benito Santiago, and Whitson, who pulled the ball against the defense the other way, he pulled this ball, and the Padres are out in front here, 3-2.
This really isn't Mike Balecki's night. He throws a high inside fastball to Whitson, who hits it very hard. Now here comes Santiago, and here comes the relay. You can see that it hits Santiago and bounds away, and Balecki, even though he's backing up Barry Hill, can't get to the ball.
A double. A run batted in, and they're going to give Dunston the air on the throw. Now here's the top of the order, Roberts, and he takes a strike. So Whitson circles the bases on an RBI double and an error charge to Dunston. Fly ball into right. Dawson is there. Roberts is out, and the Padres are finished in the 4th, but they scored 2 runs on 2 hits and an error, no one left. And through 4, it's a 3-2 ball game, San Diego.
I send you for a Bud Light, and you bring back...
Well, if you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
So, there are no men here, there's an unlimited supply of Bud Light, and we can never leave.
Correct.
Because everything else is just a light.
We can live with that.
Yeah.
It's been said that when you spend good money on a car, you don't want to spend a lot of time in the shop. The fact is, Buick was named one of the top 10 trouble-free cars in America. Ford and Chrysler didn't even make the list. Get the facts. Buick is better.
And now, for a limited time, Buick factory-to-dealer incentives could save you up to $3,000. Or get 2.9% GMAC financing on most Buick models. But hurry, you must buy now. See your better Buick dealer today.
Come on, Ted, it'll be great.
Don't be an oddball, Larry.
Ted, babe, how long have you known me?
Since you were 7.
All right, so trust me. You'll like Little Lotto.
I'm not Little Ball anymore, Larry.
Ted, Little Lotto is a lot like Lotto, except we play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
We get Saturdays off?
Yeah. And some people win hundreds of thousands of dollars.
In cash? All right, I'll play.
There's one more thing you should know.
What's that?
Little Lotto is easier to win than Lotto.
Oh, that's great. How come?
Cubs Baseball is brought to you in part by United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
Later tonight on Channel 9, there's a vacancy at the Bates Motel when Norman gets back in town. Don't miss the celebrated sequel to Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller. Anthony Perkins and Vera Miles star in Psycho 2 tonight after the game right here on Channel 9.
We go into the 5th inning. The bottom 3 in the Cub order against Ed Whitson. Here's Vance Law taking the first pitch high. He tried to check and did.
You wonder if all that running is going to take something out of Ed Whitson. We'll have to see if it affects his control at all. He hasn't walked anybody yet, but perhaps this will be the inning that he gets a little wild.
There's the strike call, and the count is 1-1. Now a 3-2 ball game. The error on Dunston is 12th of the year. One hopper to short, scooped by Templeton, and the throw to Clark is in time. So Law, who had picked up an infield hit, that's right, an infield hit in the third, goes out short to first here in the fifth.
This is going to be known as the series of wheels for Vance Law, who picked up a stolen base yesterday against Benito Santiago, something that's only been done twice the last month, and an infield hit tonight. So resurgence in the speed department.
And here is Sean Dunston. Dunston scored the Cubs' first run. Out in front, strike one. That's a tough play to make, the throw by Dunston, and naturally he'll get the air on it. The ball just got a little piece of Benito Santiago. Fly ball, right center, and Gwynn is there to make the catch. 2 outs. They had a shot at Santiago at the plate.
You know, Dwayne, it all depends where you set up on the relay throw. With Dunston, in this case, he's set up pretty much in line with the base runner. Had he set up a little bit more towards center field, he'd have had an angle on the throw. Sometimes you don't think about it when you go out there to make the play. But Smith had to throw it to Dunston. He turned around and was right in line with both Berryhill and, in this case, Santiago.
Bilecki goes for the first pitch, rolling it to third. Roberts up, and it's a quick inning for Whitson. Roberts to Clark, 3 up, 3 down. We go into the bottom half of the fifth. 3-2 San Diego.
The challenge has been made. Come watch them swim, bike, and run as they answer the challenge of the Bud Light U.S. Triathlon Series. Sunday, July 9th, 7 a.m., Lakeshore Drive, downtown. The Bud Light USTS.
Hunter air conditioners bring down the temperatures, and Builder Square brings down the price. Get comfortable with Hunter's 8,000 BTU energy-efficient model and our train load savings. This summer, save on Hunter quality. Only $329 at Builder Square. Because the more we sell, the lower the price.
We have visitors,
It's opening. There's something coming out.
friends from high places,
They have come in peace.
but real friends don't have two faces. The critically acclaimed blockbuster, the sci-fi mega thriller. This is it. The television event of the summer. Begins Monday at 7 on Channel 9. You need the scores.
Naturally.
You need them first.
Absolutely.
You need to know one thing.
Who is on first?
For the hottest in highlights. For the first in Sunday night sports specials.
Who is on first?
Dan Rowe with Instant Replay. 9:40 Sunday on Channel 9.
Big hello from Southern California, and Gary Templeton says hello with this one. A long shot. That's fair on the first pitch here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Templeton gives the Padres a 4-2 lead. That's his third home run. Gary Templeton now with 20 RBIs. The 8th home run given up by Bilecki. Well, that didn't take very long. Didn't take long to happen or get out of here.
If you're going to serve him up, you might as well serve him up a long way, and that is as long as you can see it in this park. He just crushed the ball. This man only hit 2 home runs before that one, and it looks like he's been saving it up for this fastball. He gets every bit of this.
Now here's Tony Gwynn. The pitch is too low, ball 1. That's the 4th home run the Padres have hit off Cubs pitching. The first surrendered by Bilecki to the Padres. Ball 2 to Tony Gwynn. So he gives up the home run to Templeton, and now he faces the Major League's leading hitter in Tony Gwynn. The pitch in for a strike. 2-1. Gwynn walked in the 3rd. Out pitcher first in the 1st inning. He hit that comebacker to the mound that Bilecki knocked down. Foul ball, and the count is 2-2.
Looks like he might have hurt his hand on that swing. Tony says he's hitting best when he's hitting to the alleys. Right center, left center, right back up the middle. And right between 3rd and short. In fact, he said that he thought he had a base hit last night, but Vance Law was playing him well off the line. He hit the ball right at him.
The 2-2. He fouls this one out of play. Gwynn is trying to win the batting title for the 3rd consecutive year. He won it last year, had an off year, and hit .313 to win the batting title. No one has won the batting title 3 years running since Stan Musial did it in 1950, 51, and 52, and Bilecki strikes him out, had him out in front, and that's the first strikeout for Bilecki, the first out. Prior to Musial, to find anyone who had won the batting title 3 years in a row in the National League, you have to go back to Rogers Hornsby, who started a string of 6 consecutive seasons in 1920. So that's pretty good company for Gwynn.
Select company indeed. And Mike Bilecki in select company. He's fanned Gwynn twice. Gwynn's only gone down on strikes 17 times in 350 at-bats.
Now here is Clark, and he takes the pitch on the corner for a strike.
When he struck him out before, it was in Wrigley Field. Perhaps one of the best pitches he's thrown all year, a forkball, and he got him.
This one low outside. The count is now 1-1. Clark leads the league in bases on balls, 2 tonight, 72 for the year. The pitch is a strike on that outer part of the plate. The Cubs continue to keep everything away from Clark. And he's seen a lot of pitches out there this year. This one away. High and away, 2-2. Marvell Wynne is on deck. Padres have a 4-2 lead. Bouncer foul. How about the ball Clark had fouled in the 3rd inning?
No doubt about the fact that that was going to be out of the ballpark by a great margin. The only question was, where would it go? And fortunately for Bilecki, that one curved just foul.
2-2 the count. And he got him. Clark strikes out. So Bilecki comes back to get Gwynn and Clark on strikes after being touched for the home run by Templeton.
Center fielder.
And here's Marvell Wynne. Wynne is nothing out of 2 tonight. Could have had a couple hits yesterday, maybe 3. Cubs made a couple great plays on him as he went 0 for 4. He came into the series hitting .500 against the Cubs, 10 out of 20. Fouls this one back for a strike. He's hitting .264.
He got his opportunity to play when Tony Gwynn was shifted from center field to right field, where he's more comfortable.
There's a strike. 0-2.
And it's not a coincidence that Gwynn's batting average started to soar when he made that move from center to right. I think he was a little frustrated being just an average center fielder.
Foul ball. Just a piece of that one, rolling it up the right side.
And a piece of Damon Berryhill.
That's right. Deflected off Berryhill.
That's why catching is such a tough place to play day after day and still hit the ball, because you keep getting bumped and bruised. Guys run into you at home plate, plays at the plate. You get foul tips off various parts of your body, and you still have to swing the bat just like the man who plays center field for a living.
Bilecki missing a little wide with a pitch to win. It's 1-2. The Yankees have divided a doubleheader with Kansas City. Royals won the first game 14-5. Yankees the second game 9-7. There's ball 2. It's 2-2. The Expos have won. So at the moment, the Cubs are 2 games back of the Montreal Ball Club. The Mets were beaten on a 9th inning home run by Lonnie Smith. A liner up the right side. That's a fair ball. Harry Gregg with a call. Extra bases for Wynne. A double. Stand-up double for Marvell Wynne. He hit that ball on the right field line. His 11th 2-base hit. Well, just one of those things. He continues to be tough against Cub pitching.
Malecki got the slider up, and you can see by his face that he's not happy with the location of this one. As the ball bounds around, Andre Dawson finally able to corral it. And I would think that Don Zimmer would have to start getting somebody up in this bullpen, because Mike Malecki is making a lot of mistakes tonight. And the Padres, who are not a good hitting ball club, are hitting the ball hard.
Well, Roberto Alomar is going to be the hitter with a man in scoring position. 2 outs.
I think they're going to put him on.
And Chris James, the right-handed hitter, will be up. Alomar came into the game hitting only .261, but left-handed .295. And Don Zimmer wants to face the right-handed hitting Chris James. So an intentional walk here on the way to Alomar. The Cubs are down 4-2. They have been out hit so far 7-4. So there's ball 4, and James, who singled in the second inning, flat out to left in the 4th, hit the ball hard then as well. James 200 with men in scoring position.
Chris James was singing the praises of the new manager of the Philadelphia Phillies, Nick Leyva. He was very happy with the way Nick managed, and he felt that one day Nick could be among the best. Right now he's got Jack McKeon, and he's got to adjust to his new surroundings here in San Diego.
And a shot up the middle, base hit into center. Wynne will score. Webster's throw to Dunston cut off as Alomar goes to third on the RBI single into center for James. So the Padres make it a 3-run ball game now, 5-2 San Diego, as James picks up his second hit, driving it through the middle.
This is a breaking ball by Bilecki. It's not a bad pitch, but Chris James has found his batting stroke. And for the second time tonight, he drives it back through the middle and picks up an RBI. Padres starting to pull away, and now the bullpen gets up.
Jeff Pico starts to loosen. And Benita Santiago steps in. He's grounded into a double play, singled, and scored. 5-2 ball game. And the pitch in there for a strike. Well, you know, sooner or later, James is going to hit much better than he has. He'd only hit 189 since coming to the Padres. And he's hit 2 pretty good pitches tonight back through the middle for singles. Santiago fouls one out of play. 0-2. Braves have beaten the Mets 3-2. Montreal over the Reds 1-0. Phillies have beaten Houston 4-2. Cardinals now have a 6-1 lead on the Dodgers in the bottom of the 3rd at L.A. Pirates lead the Giants 3-1, bottom of the 3rd at Candlestick. Wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Bilecki's put together such a good run at it, but tonight is just not his night. He has struggled from the first pitch of the ball game.
Upstairs. So we got a 2-2. As you reconstruct that first inning, boy, the Cubs were very fortunate. The Padres scored only 1 run, and that started on the infield hit by Biff Roberts on a play that Bilecki was a little late in getting off the mound to cover at first base. A base hit out of the reach of a diving Dunston. Alomar scores. Now James will go to third as the Padres pick up another run to make it a 6-2 contest.
I believe you'll see an error charge to Mitch Webster in center field, not being able to pick up that ball. Chris James was not going to go to third. The ball's hit right back up the middle, and here comes Don Zimmer. Webster comes over, just boots the ball, and James goes to third.
So an RBI for Benito Santiago on the base hit. That's his 31st run batted in. The Cubs are down by 4, and Don Zimmer out after Mike Bilecki. So the Padres have a 3-run inning going, and we'll be back with more after this.
Summertime, 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 summertime. When Chicago enters the summer zone, summertime, ooh-wow, summertime, yeah. Fun on Chicago's very own. On Channel 9, ooh-wow, Channel 9. Comedies and comedies. Your family's gonna party with mine.
Summertime. Summer's never been hotter on Chicago's very own Channel 9.
Lethal Weapon 2. Enough action and excitement for 2 movies.
Now we're cooking.
Pure dynamite, Rex Reed. More fun than the first, Gene Shalit.
I have to live with that.
Lethal Weapon 2, rated R. Also now showing the real story. The love story. A woman in danger. A hero in black. Critics rave it could be the movie of the decade.
I'm Batman.
Rated PG-13. Both playing separately.
The new pitcher for the Cubs, right-hander Jeff Pico. The Padres have built a 6-2 lead as Mike Bilecki is finished after 4 2/3.
Pico with a 2-1 record. The ERA at 4.02, on for the 33rd time. He's got no saves. He's been used in the middle. He started a couple of games this year. In 47 innings, given up 4 home runs. He's walked 18. He's struck out 20. So Pico comes on trying to stem the tide. Mike Bilecki fallen on some hard times this evening, and he hasn't had many of these this year.
This is the second shortest outing he's had this year, Steve. Against the Reds at Cincinnati back in May on the 21st, he lasted 3 2/3. Tonight, 4 2/3.
Last time out, Jeff Pico appeared as a starter. He started the July 8th game against Los Angeles.
And here is Ed Whitson. So far, Bilecki has been charged with 6 runs. He's responsible for the 2 men on as he departs. And Jeff Pico delivers to Whitson, who fouls 1, strike 1. Whitson got credit for a double in the 4th inning, his 3rd of the year, and his 4th run batted in. The error on Webster, his 6th of the year, allowing James to advance to 3rd. The pitch is wide. 1-1. Padres have sent 8 men to the plate in the 5th. Whitson lifts a pop fly short right for Dawson, who's got it to retire the side. The Padres scored 3 times in the inning on 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left through 5. The score, 6-2 San Diego.
Interested in a better hand soap? Not me. I can go. I don't need no lava soap, no. Regular soap won't always work, but lava with pumice will. Interested? No, no, no. Lava, but don't try to cope without it, soap.
Well, I was thinking about an average home run of 400 feet, and if you have 40, each guy hits 40 home runs, and I'm sure every Cub is going to, hit 40 home runs this year. And you take that 40 times that, and you ought to run up to about 160,000, and you throw in 20 for wind velocity coming off.
This is where we started. A clean sheet of paper. No boundaries. No rules. No preconceived ideas. Just a desire to build the best sports car in the world. A car for one driver in 1,000. A car destined to leave its mark. The new Z from Nissan.
When you started driving, you pretended your car was real.
Come on, Joey, faster!
But now you wish your real car gave you as little trouble as that O-So box. And while Unical can't promise that, we can offer a premium unleaded gasoline that can give you a smoother ride and keep your fuel injectors clean.
Fill her up?
Sure, Murph. Give us the best you got. And check the oil, too.
Will that be cash or credit, gentlemen?
On to the 6th inning from San Diego. With Steve Stone and Artie Harris, this is DeWayne Staats. The Cubs now find themselves trailing 6-2. The line on Bilecki, 6 runs, 5 earned in 4 2/3 innings. Gave up 9 hits, struck out a pair, walked 4, one of those an intentional pass, threw a wild pitch and gave up a home run. And the Cubs send the top of the order, Mitch Webster, to face Ed Whitson. The pitch is in there for a strike. Webster's single homer run in the 3rd, giving him 1 for 2. Oh-2. Whitson has won 11 games for the Padres and has put together an earned run average of 2.51, 7th best in the National League. Swing and a miss. He got Webster on a pitch dropping down and in. 4 strikeouts for Whitson.
When you consider that his ball club is 5 games under 400, hasn't hit the ball very well, and is under 500 at home, you can appreciate the year of Ed Whitson. You've got to be a dominating pitcher to pitch as well as he has with a ball club that's leading the league in errors. And Whitson has been a good one all year.
His single season victory total, the highest he's ever reached, 14. He has 11 already, tied for 3rd in the league. Brian Sandberg takes a strike. Rhino has struck out and grounded out. And lines it into left center field. That ball will be in there. Cut off by James. Sandberg on his way to 2nd and will make it standing up. A double for Sandberg. That's his 12th of the year. James cut it off, but could not make a good throw back to 2nd base.
Rhino waited on the palm ball. This ball dipping low and away from him. And although his weight went forward, his hand stayed back. And with James going away from the play into left center field, Rhino knows he can make it easily and does. That was a good piece of hitting by Sandberg.
And here's Dwight Smith. Smith doubled and scored in the 4th inning. Struck out on a palm ball in the 1st. Pitch from Whitson is too low. Ball 1. One thing the Padres have going for them is the schedule the second half of the year. 73 games left on the schedule, including this one. 42 at home and 31 away. The pitch is a strike at the knees. So the count is now 1-1.
Padres trying to cool off the hottest club in the National League. The Cubs, winners of 8 of their last 10.
And 8 out of 9, including 7 in a row over the Padres. There's a shot back into right. Gwynn back on the track for this one, and he makes the catch. Back to 2nd goes Sandberg. Dwight Smith drove Gwynn back a couple steps onto the track for it.
Right fielder, Dawson.
Dwight Smith hits the ball hard. But it's a sinking line drive rather than a carrying fly ball, and it just dips right in front of the wall. Tony Gwynn makes the play easily.
Here's Andre Dawson. Dawson singled in the 4th. He is 1 for 2. Called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Pitch is high. Throw back to 2nd. Sandberg back in. Well, we've already seen Santiago this year, including yesterday with the throwing. He's picked off 9 men. And the Cubs have not done a lot of running against him.
He's picked off a few of those men from his knees. And he probably is more accurate from his knees than he is standing up.
Big swing and a miss by Dawson. Andre took a rip. But he came up empty, and the count is 1-1. Padres led 1-0. Now leads 6-2. Dawson another rip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cubs at one point led 2-1, but the Padres with 2 runs in the 4th and 3 in the 5th inning. Now 6-2. Strike 3 called. Dawson out on strikes. He's not happy. Has a few words for Jerry Davis, and the Cubs leave a man on. No runs, 1 hit. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th. 6-2 San Diego.
At Lucite, we go to great lengths to test our tough, resilient paints, ensuring that our unique acrylic formula protects on the outside and on the inside. However, after years of testing, we're now faced with an even bigger challenge. Coming up with a test tough enough for Lucite. Lucite, that thick skin that won't give in.
The Canon Sure Shot Ace with remote control puts you in your own pictures where you ought to be.
You ought to be in picture. You're wonderful to see. You ought to be in picture. Oh, what a kiss you would be. You ought to be in picture.
The Canon Sure Shot Ace with remote control, so advanced you get in on the fun.
Canon, the official camera of the Chicago Cubs.
Inside and out. Your home needs True Value hardware stores. Remove dirt and mildew with concentrated True Test house and siding cleaner. Just $4.98 a half gallon. Their best quality 4-inch True Test paintbrush with Orel bristles is only $7.98. Protect with True Seal waterproofing coating by True Test. It's just $8.98 a gallon. And the new Empire Blacktop Roller Coater is only $7.77 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
The Hitchcock classic was only the beginning.
Starting again.
Anthony Perkins, Psycho 2.
Tonight, following the Cubs game.
Bip Roberts opens the bottom of the 6th inning. He's 1 out of 3 and takes the first pitch from Pico in there for a strike. Roberts picked up the infield hit in the first and scored a run since then, a ground ball and a fly ball. He shoots this one back toward the line and left. Smith with a diving attempt. The ball by him and all the way back to the fence. Roberts heading second, makes the turn and will stop with a double. Roberts with good speed applied the brakes after making the turn at second base. That's his 4th double. This guy got very hot on the last road trip for San Diego and St. Louis and Chicago and continues to hit the ball well.
Fine effort by Dwight Smith, and he hustles to the ball to hold Roberts at second base. It looked like 3 as soon as he left his feet, but he got back and made the play. And Bip Roberts, with an on-base percentage over 400, says he's learned some patience at the top of the batting order. He hit 1, 2, and 3 in AAA, but now used exclusively as a leadoff hitter.
Here's Gary Templeton. He strokes one into center field. Webster coming on for it, makes the catch. So Templeton, who jumped on the first pitch in the 5th inning and hit it out, goes after the first pitch here in the 6th. It's a fly ball to short center, handled by Webster. Now here's Tony Gwynn.
You get to the 4th at bat of any ball game, and if you don't find a hit already in the column for Tony Gwynn, you start to worry about it. This man is just an excellent hitter, and they're not going to even take a chance on him doing any more damage.
He'll receive the intentional walk here from Pico, the second time that Gwynn has walked tonight. Only once this year has Gwynn gone more than 1 game without a hit. a 2-game stretch, June 13th and 14th. That right there alone tells you that you're having a pretty good year.
Especially when you consider that you're facing a lot of left-hand pitchers. Going to Cincinnati, you face some tough left-handers there. And yet this man just keeps picking up hit after hit.
Is at first. Roberts on second, 1 out. And here's Jack Clark. 2 walks and a strikeout for Clark tonight.
That's pretty much been the story of his year, boiled down into 3 at-bats.
72 walks, 92 strikeouts this year.
And right now, Pico looking for the double play, and he throws a lot of ground balls, but Clark hits a lot of fly balls.
Jeff misses up, ball 1.
Jack has got a bad hamstring. It took him out of the game yesterday after he doubled. So if he does hit the ball on the ground, you can almost take it to the bank. It's going to be 2.
Berryhill is going to go out and talk with Pico now.
He's telling him to concentrate down and away from Clark and reminding him what happened when Bilecki got a little careless with a fastball in a 3-2 count.
Padres with 2 runners on. 1 out. Pickoff play at second and close. Roberts got back in. Sandberg taking the throw.
On a good throw, he might have had him. Pico whirls, and the ball is on the third base side and a little high. Roberts able to get back in.
Roberts with a right hand on the bag. 1 ball, no strikes. Another throw back there. Sandberg again taking the pick. Seattle has shut out Detroit tonight, 13-0. The Tigers in last place in the American League East, now 31-56. The Tigers have lost 9 in a row. Runners are going, and the pitch hit on the ground through the right side, base hit. Roberts will score. Gwynn's on his way to third on a base hit in the right by Jack Clark. Clark reaching out. Singles into right. It's now a 7-2 ball game for Clark. His 42nd run batted in.
And Jack McKean has found a way to make Jack Clark go to right field. Put on the hit and run. You don't usually see it with a power hitter up. But Clark does it perfectly, actually throwing the bat at the ball and making contact. The Padres doing everything right tonight after spending a whole season doing most everything wrong against the Cubs, losing 8 out of 9. But tonight, everything falling into place.
Here's Marvell Wynne. Wynne doubled in the 5th inning. Strike over the outside edge. The 11 hits for San Diego, 2 off Pico. Jeff has been touched for a run. Wynne fouls it out of play. Marvell Wynne's one of those guys who's had to work for everything he's gotten. He was signed out of a tryout camp of about 200. He was the only guy signed. So you can't help but root for the guy. He's defied the odds all the way down the line, but you hate to see him get so many hits against the Cubs.
On top of which, he is a fine young man, always personable, and a Chicago area product.
Out of Hirsch High School. And he takes it too low, so the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Well, there's no secret that if you sign out of a tryout camp, you're probably not going to get the first opportunity when you've got a high round draft pick, maybe playing the same position you are. You have to be patient, take advantage of every opportunity, and scramble. Prove yourself over and over, and Wynn's done that. Ground ball, Sandberg. Dunston 1, first base 2. The Cubs get the double play to retire the side, but the Padres have picked up another run. And at the end of 6, with Harry coming back to score, 7-2 San Diego.
If you've got yourself a car and you've got yourself a house, you could be on your way to some very nice savings. Because with Allstate Homeowners Insurance and an excellent driving record, you could save up to 15% on your auto insurance. And 15% could mean big money for all the important little things.
What a day.
What a day. The Allstate Auto Advantage. Another reason. A member of the Sears Financial Network.
Brewing is an art. I've done it for years. I love working with nature's own ingredients. I love carrying on a skill that's been passed down for generations. And I love reaching that moment when a good beer becomes a great one. We brew our beer with great care. It just isn't right to abuse it.
Hi, I'm Jim Krause from Buick Motor Division. You know, Chicagoland is Buick's #1 market, and it's my job to keep it that way. So I convinced my bosses at the factory to part with 200 Buick courtesy cars for the Western Open Pros. Now these cars are for sale at your Better Buick dealer. Sure, they've each been driven 100 miles or so, but let me tell you, when you see their sticker prices, you'll know what lowering your handicap really means. Better hurry, though. These Western Open Buicks won't last long.
Cubs baseball is brought to you in part by your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, Better Buick dealers.
Hello again, everybody. With Steve Stone and DeWayne Staats, Harry Caray. Back at Jack Murphy Stadium, here's Mark Grace.
From the second time this year, Marvell Wynne grounds into a double play. And for that inning-ending double play, Carex helps put the brakes on cancer with a $50 contribution to Cubs Care.
There's a pitch outside. The only time the Cubs led in this game, Grace gave them the lead in the fourth with a sacrifice fly. They led 2-1. But then everything happened. There goes a drive way back, deep center field, Wynne on the run on the left. Holy cow, what a play! What a sensational play by Marvell Wynne. You never see a better catch than that. Holy cow! A remarkable play. Watch it again.
For the second time in as many days, Marvell Wynne hauls one down. And this is a long run. Mark Grace thinking he's got at least 2 bases, maybe 3. Marvell Wynne crashes into the wall, and what a play.
You could hear it, too, all over the ballpark. What a remarkable play. He's not hurt. A lot of give out there on those fences.
Harry did the same thing in Lloyd McClendon yesterday in the first inning.
Here's Barry Hill swinging and missing. Boy, oh boy, what a play. 1 out. The pitch. Swung and fouled it back. You know what, Grace put the Cubs ahead 2-1 in the fourth. By luck, he got Alomar and James. 2 out, nobody on base. The 8th place hitter, San Diego, singled, and then Ed Whitson doubled to left. Dunson's throw wound up in the stands. It's a high pop foul. Easy out. Alazar now playing third base. Alazar has replaced Bip Roberts at third base for the Padres. 2 gone. Here's Vance Law. Well, Jack McKeon, the manager of the Padres, talking about the Cubs winning 8 out of 9, which is the record right now, said he had a gut feeling that everything was going to change starting tonight. Well, so far, he looks pretty right.
Well, Harry, he hasn't exactly sat back and let it happen. He's hit and run tonight. He's been very aggressive on the bases, and he's trying to make it happen with even Jack Clark on the hit and run.
There's a high pump foul. Out of play into the stands. Boy, I still can't get over the remarkable catch of Marvell Wynne. Running at full speed into the center field wall. You could hear it, the crash of the wind against that wall all over the ballpark. There's Jack McKeon with his pitching coach with a jacket on, Pat Dobson. 2 out. Foul ball. Atlanta beat the Mets 3-2, but the Cardinals are winning, and Montreal already won 1-0. And so, the pitch, foul back. If the score holds up, Montreal will lead the Cubs by 2.5, the Mets by 3.5, and be 4 games ahead of the Cardinals. Lonnie Smith's homer defeated the Mets. For the Braves, here's a pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ed Whitson going for his 12th victory of the year. Fouls it off again. Tomorrow will be, tomorrow night, Paul Kilgus will pitch for the Cubs.
Walt Terrell goes for San Diego.
Here's a high pop foul, easy out. Santiago's there, and he makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 7th. San Diego leading 7-2.
See Barney. See Barney run. See Barney drive. See Barney blow it again.
Barney, you're gas.
He's the king of Mayberry mishaps.
He's always good for a laugh.
And he's totally out of control.
None of us has any control over it.
See the best of Barney at his baddest.
Now we come to the interesting part.
Why didn't I think of that?
See Bungling Barney beginning Monday night at 6 on Channel 9.
Hey, you got a great deal.
Yeah, thanks. Are you sure there's a warranty in here?
It's in the box.
Sometimes a bargain comes with a few surprises, but not always pleasant ones. So come to Brand Central, where great products, great prices, satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back. Count on it.
Pizza! Nice hot pizza!
Brand Central, the brand you want at the store you trust.
Hey, Phil, it's Ross. Your bid came in this morning. How soon can you come down for a face-to-face?
Hi, Philip. I need you here for some planning meetings. Just let me know when you're
Business is tough. The least your airline can do is make sure that business travel isn't. That's why United offers the most service across the U.S. and the Pacific. United, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
Hey, Phil, I sure hope you haven't unpacked your bags yet, pal.
Mr. Roberto Alomar.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago National League Ball Club, which has the right of approval of the announcers and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago National League Ball Club is prohibited.
Bottom of the 7th. Here's Alomar. 7-2, Padres. There's a strikeout. Mr. and Mrs. Al Crowley from Fountain Hills, Arizona are here. Not happy about the score. Ground ball, base hit. Alomar singles sharply past Dunson. That'll bring up Chris James.
Padres doing everything right. Roberto Alomar, who is a much better hitter left-handed, drives the ball by diving Sean Dunson. In the previous games, the Cubs would come up with everything. This game, the Padres are finding all the holes.
Here's James, 2 out of 3. Bob Finnegan of the Notre Dame class of 51 watching the ball game here. There goes the run of the throw. Ow! Trying to steal a good throw by Damon Berryhill to Dunson. Alomar trying to steal. It's cut down.
For the 9th time this year, Roberto Alomar is gunned down, and Damon Berryhill continues his good throwing. A bouncing slide into second, and I think that's what got him out. Had he stayed down, Dunston might not have been able to get the tag before he got to the bag. But